and in this video I have chosen 9 exercises from the textbook, from end of section exercises. I will give a detailed correction of these exercises. But what I advise to you is to try to solve these exercises by your own and then compare your solutions to the master solution by watching the video. So this allows to correct any misunderstanding or any mistake you did. So the exercises are taken from the different sections, from section 1 to 4. This is from sets, section 1.1. This is real number and operations, section 1.2. Section 1.3, exponents. And section 1.4, polynomials. These exponents. And this is real number and basic operations. So I recall, try to solve these exercises before watching the correction. This is an excellent preparation, an excellent review before quiz 1 and upcoming assessment, tests and final exam. So I start with exercise number 49 in page 13. So here we are given set B, raster notation. These are the elements of the set B. We call Z the set of integers. So Z the set of integers. -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, so on. And we want the intersection of these two sets B and Z, which means which elements of B are integers. So 4 is an integer, yes. Square root of 8, if we calculate it, it's 2 point something. So it's not an integer. It's not an element of Z. -21 is an element of Z. 0 also. 5/6 is a rational number. It's not an element of Z. Square root of 9, yes. So how many elements we have? How many integers in B? 1, 2, 3, 4. And these are the correct answer. So these are elements which are both in B and in Z, which means that they are integers. Consider these sets. Which of the following is a subset of A? Subsets, which means that this is A and it's included in A. It's a subset, it's a smaller set than A. Which means that all elements of these sets must be elements of A. Let us see the first proposal, 1, 3, 5, 7. This is not a subset of A. Why? Because the 3 here, which is an element of this set, it is not an element of A. This is not a subset of A. The set B is the set of even natural number, even زوجي. Even زوجي, odd فردي. Even natural numbers. Even natural numbers, which means that this set is 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. So is it a subset of A? It is not a subset of A. ليش? For example, this element, it is an even natural number, but it is not an element of A. This is x is a natural number and x larger or equal 1. Which means the set is 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Is it a subset of A? 1 is in A, but 2 is not an element of A. So this is not a subset of A also. شو تبقى؟ تبقى only this. Is it a subset of A? لازم each element of this set is an element of A. Let us check. 4 is in A. So this is correct. 10 is in A. So this is correct. 16 is in A. So this is correct. What about 19? Here it doesn't appear. إذن شو؟ قلنا it's not A, it's not B, it's not D. So it's C or it's a wrong question. You see here C is in red, so we are given the answer. So how does it come? 19 doesn't appear here. لكن هذا عادي لأنه شوف هنا، شوف هذا ما اسمهم الellipses. شو معناها؟ معناها we didn't write all elements of A. شو في بعد 16؟ How did we constructed A? شو العلاقة بين the element of A? Let's see. هنا 1 اللي بعده 4 واللي بعده 7 واللي بعده 10. يعني كأني بين ال 1 وال 4 each time we add 3 to get the next element. So this is the characterization, the property of the element of A. So after 16 in this ellipses, if you write more elements, 16, if you add 3, we come with 19. Then what's the next element? 22, and then 25, and so on. So you see that 19 also is an element of A. So all elements of this set are elements of A. So yes, it is a subset of A, and it's a correct answer. Exercise 18, page 33. Calculate this quantity. Evaluate. من هنا عنا parenthesis, عنا exponents, عنا difference, عنا multiplication. We have a lot of operation. So we need to apply the order of operation. What will be the order? So first things to do is to simplify inside the parenthesis. Then to evaluate the exponent, and finally to make the multiplication. So how do we subtract two rational numbers? To subtract two rational numbers, we can do it only if they have the same denominator. Here it's an integer, it's a natural number, so its denominator is 1. The denominators are different. We need to have the same denominator to make the subtraction. So to get the same denominator, we have to multiply this by 2. Since we multiply the denominator by 2, we multiply also the numerator by the same number. What do we get? 12 over 2 minus 3 over 2. Now we have the same denominator, so we can subtract, and the result will be a fraction with denominator 2. And in the numerator, we subtract numerators, 12 minus 3, we get 9 over 2. So here we replace this quantity by its value, 9 over 2. So we get 3 over 2 times 9 over 2 to the negative first exponent. And now the second operation here هذه. So negative exponent, تعطينا negative exponent. Negative exponent قلنا it changes places. إذا كان في numerator يروح denominator and vice versa. Okay, so we take the reciprocal. 9 over 2 is 2 over. Now we can multiply 2 and 2. We simplify 3 over 9. We can also simplify by 3. So the denominator 3, and in the numerator we simplify it by 3. So we get. So the correct answer is B, 1 over 3. Next exercise, simplify, which means remove the limiters and simplify, and here also we'll apply order of operations. So we write the algebraic expression. So here we have 3 different types of delimiters. We have this type, parenthesis, this type, and this type. We start with the innermost, للداخل, the innermost delimiter. Then we start with parenthesis. Then this type, and finally we end up with this type. So first we keep which is outside the parenthesis. Here, to remove this parenthesis, what do we have? We have a multiplication. We cannot simplify inside. We have a multiplication. To remove a parenthesis using multiplication, we distribute multiplication over subtraction. We have different operation. So here we distribute. So we have negative times positive, that means minus. 4 times 1 is 4. Then minus times minus plus 4 times a, 4a, and we remove the first type of parenthesis. هنا قدامهاش عندنا minus. تعمل minus أمام أقواس تغير كل الإشارات اللي قدام. لأن هذا كان بلس يصير minus 5. هذا كان minus يصير plus 8. So we are done with parentheses. بعدين تشيلوا this type. شعنا this type عندنا multiplication والداخل عندنا subtraction and addition. So here we distribute. We keep this outside. 3 times a, 3a. 3 times negative 4, negative 12. 3 times 4a gives me 12a. Minus 5 plus a. Now we simplify, which is inside. Like terms, we have 3a, 12a, 15a, plus a, 16a. Numbers, we have minus 12 and minus 5, minus 17. Finally, multiplication over subtraction. We distribute 32a, 2 times negative 17, negative 34. So this is the correct answer. Next exercise, number 25. We are given a condition, x less than minus 2. You want to write an absolute value of x plus 2. So the question, so you look to the answer proposals, we have no absolute value. So the question is how to remove absolute value. To remove absolute value, the question is to check the sign of the expression inside the absolute value. Is it positive or is it negative? To know this, when x is less than -2, does x plus 2, is x plus 2 positive or is it negative? لما تكون x less than -2, then -10 plus 2 is negative. -5 plus 2 is negative. So this quantity is not positive, it is negative. So what happened when the quantity, the expression inside the absolute value is negative? We remove the absolute value and we pay the price. We remove absolute value, but when we remove absolute value, what's the price? Since it's negative, we switch all signs. ناخذ the opposite. And the result, since the quantity inside the absolute value is positive, we switch all signs. Can positive, يصير negative. Can positive, يصير negative. Why? Because x is less than -2. So the correct answer is D. And this is a positive quantity. ما تغركم انه فيها كلها ماينس، لكن لانه x is a negative number اللي هو larger than -2. إذا تعوض x -10 for example here, we'll get a positive number. -10. 2 is 8. So this is a positive quantity. The result is always positive. minus هذه مو تعني انه negative، لا، لانه x is less than -2 موجودة هنا. Exponents. So simplify this, remove parentheses. إذا أول شيء قلنا نبدأ بالsmall parentheses. We remove them. نخليها. The 3 is outside parentheses. إذا ال 2 هذه it's not concerned by the exponent. تبقى هذم كلهم are outside parentheses. إذا هذه راح تمشي تتوزع على الماينس على الإكس 6 وعلى الواي 6. ماينس وسكوير تمشي. x to the 6 all squared. Now we use the product. It's x6 times 2. It's x12. نفس الشيء هنا. y to the 6 all squared تعطيني y to the 6 times 2 12. تحت قلنا 2 والx cubed are outside the parentheses. Then the 2 will be distributed over 3 and over y. 3 squared is 9 times its product, and y to the -4 all squared, it's a product, y to the -8. Now we try to simplify the quantity inside the parentheses. So for numbers 3 and 9, we can simplify the 49. So no integer in the numerator. In the denominator, we have 2 times 3, 6. The easiest way is to write all exponent positive before simplifying. So this is a negative exponent, so it goes up and change the sign. So finally, the coefficient is 6 in the denominator. x12 up, x3 down, so it's x12 minus 3. And y12 to the 12th times y to the 8, same base. So here we add. We get x to the 9th times y to the 20th over 6. We apply again the property of exponents. We get x to the 18th, y 20 all squared, so 40, and 6 squared is 36. Next exercise, evaluate. So here also we have an order of operation. So here we have negative exponent. First thing is to write it as a positive exponent. And هذا is up في numerator. And then we take the reciprocal يصير في denominator square. Here the changes هو the negative exponent. فوق ما في شيء, then it's 1. For positive exponent هذه 6 minus 2. Then هذه also it changes places to become a positive exponent. شبقى minus. والminus هذا alone. Then it's negative 1. Multiplication, when you don't have any number, it's 1. So 1 over negative 4 all square is 16. 4, 6 square is 36. Minus 1. So what is the sign in a plus, 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 minus? So we have negative. And we try to simplify before multiplying to be easier. 4 and 16. So this is 4, this is 1. 36 and 4. This is 1 and this is 9. So finally it's minus 9 over 1. So it's negative 9. Which of the following algebraic expansion is a polynomial? The polynomial is a sum or difference of monomials. So here it's the sum of 3 monomials. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And for monomials, what do we call a monomial? A monomial is the product of real number multiplied by variables with whole exponent. Whole exponent. So let us see. In this example, so here is the exponent of x a whole number. Yes, it's 4. Here is the exponent of x a whole number. No, it's negative 1. It's 1 over x. So this is not a polynomial. Here is the exponent of the variable in integer. Yes. If the exponent of the variable is an integer 1. Yes. If the exponent of the variable is an integer, no. Why? Because square root of x is x to the half. So the exponent isn't an integer. Here, yes. Here, yes, it's a whole number. But here, x is in the denominator. So it's forbidden. So this is not a polynomial. Here is it a polynomial with the exponent? It's 5. So it's a whole number. It's a 3. It's a whole number. Here where is the variable? ما فيش variable لكن ما فيش variable يعني it's x0. So it's a whole number, yes. So yes, this is a polynomial. تقول لي هنا I have a irrational. Here I have a rational not integer. لكن المهم ال coefficient real can be any real number. المهم إنه ال exponent of the variable. Exponent of the variable هذا المهم. And the division of two polynomials is not a polynomial. ممنوع الفاريبل تكون في denominator. Okay, so this is the correct answer. Okay. Constant terms are monomials. This is a monomial. So it's a polynomial. What is its degree? With degree 0. Then constants are polynomials. Okay, this is not a polynomial because the variable is in the denominator. This is not a polynomial because the variable is inside the radical. This is not a polynomial because the variable is with negative exponent, which means it's in the denominator. Simplify. This is a product of polynomial. We have special products. So the difference a minus b all square, be careful, it's the first square minus 2 the cross product ab plus b square. So this can be simplified as the first square, so 3u square minus 2 double the first times the second term 2v plus 2v square. هذا الأول. الثانية هي عن another type اللي هو a minus b times a plus b. This is also special product. هتيجي the first square minus the b square. مش هذا الصعوبة. الصعوبة هنا look. We have multiplication أولى and the second multiplication minus هذا أمام الأقواس. So we have two operations. Be careful. والماينس أمام أقواس, this is a common mistake. هذا عدو الطلاب الماينس. Then be careful. حتى ما نخطأ نشتغلهم step by step. معناه نستخدم step by step. خليه هذا البعد. لما خليه بعد حتى to be safe لما في السيارة أطلع بحط الحزام. إذن هنا شو حزام الأمام؟ حزام الأمان بتاعي هم الأقواس. بنحط ماينس وأحط أقواسي واحسب فقط أركز على الجزء هذا وبعدين نشوف الماينس شو راح يصير. لأن احنا بسطنا كانوا شوف 4 parentheses صاروا only 2. الجزء هذا قلنا we'll apply this special product. الأول ناقص الثاني في الأول زائد الثاني. شو عطيني؟ عطيني الأول تربيع ناقص الثاني سكوير. And to be safe, do not forget to add parentheses if needed. تتهادوا حزام أمامكم. إذا الحين نبدأ نحسب 3u all square, so since we have parentheses نوزع. هنا minus في plus في plus minus 2 في 3 6 times 2 12 u times v plus here also we distribute 2 square of 4 v square minus نخلي my parenthesis. Then هنا I distribute the exponent 4u square minus I distribute also 9v square. إذا هنا square على كله على 3v كله مش على v only. Okay. And now I can remove parenthesis equals. هنا ما عندي شيء أمام الأقواس إذا يروحوا. هنا عندي minus إذا شو يصير أغير كل الإشارات تصير minus 4u square تصير plus 9v square. Finally, like terms u square و u square 9 minus 4 يعني 5 uv عندي only هذا والv square عندي 4 و 9 يعني 13. So what is the correct answer? It's answer C.